On September 21st of 1863, the Confederate forces under Braxton Bragg began the siege of Chattanooga, occupying Missionary Ridge, Lookout Mountain, and Chattanooga Valley. By placing artillery on the heights overlooking the river and blocking the best roads and the rail lines, the Southerners prevented most Federal supplies from entering the city. Unless something was done to break the Confederate stranglehold, Rosecrans's army must surrender or starve. Aware of Rosecrans's plight, authorities in Washington sent reinforcements to his relief. Joseph Hooker came from Virginia in late October with 20,000 men, and General William T. Sherman brought in 16,000 from Mississippi in mid-November. General Ulysses S. Grant, recently placed in command of all Western armies, replaced Rosecrans with General Thomas. After that, the situation began to change dramatically. On October 28th, Federal troops opened a shorter supply route, dubbed the Cracker Line by the men. It connected Chattanooga with Bridgeport. On November 23rd, Thomas's men attacked and routed the Confederates from Orchard Knob in front of Missionary Ridge. Then the next day, on November 24th, aided by a heavy fog that enshrouded the slopes of Lookout Mountain during most of the day, Hooker's soldiers pushed the Confederates out of their defenses around the Craven's house. Then on November 25th, with most of Bragg's army now concentrated on Missionary Ridge, Grant launched Sherman's troops against the Confederate right flank and sent Hooker's men from Lookout Mountain to attack the Confederate left. Thomas's soldiers in the center at Orchard Knob were held in reserve. Hooker was delayed crossing Chattanooga Creek, and the Confederates halted Sherman's attack. To relieve the pressure on Sherman, Grant ordered Thomas's army of the Cumberland to assault the rifle pits at the base of Missionary Ridge. This was quickly accomplished. Then, without orders from Grant, Thomas's men scaled the heights in what was one of the greatest advances of the war. The Confederate line collapsed, and Bragg's troops fled to the rear. That night, Bragg's defeated army retreated back into Georgia. The Union armies now controlled the city and nearly all of Tennessee. The following spring, General Sherman used Chattanooga for his base of supply as he started on his Atlanta campaign, and then on to the sea. The battles of Chickamauga and Chattanooga would prove to be one of the greatest lost opportunities for the Confederacy, and one of the most far-reaching Union victories in the Western theater